married, not dead. Last week, the thing we ended on is what I want to start on because I don't want to leave everybody hanging. Jason, I asked you last week, right before we bid each other adieu, what is the one thing that you wake up in the morning and say, am I right or am I crazy? Do you remember that?
What is the one thing that I'm referencing?
No, what's the one thing that you wake up in the morning and you might say to yourself, am I right or am I crazy?
Well, okay. So let me specify then. I mean, well, no, let me be specific to answer your question. All right, I'll give you this one. So, it is possible that I may wake up with a sensation that I have been dipped in some kind of liquid oxygen to transport me from one world to the other, and I wake up every morning almost on the nose at 5:30 a.m. with an extreme urge to urinate. And I'm not quite sure if I've just hopped in from hopping out. How about that? You want that thought? There it is.
You think you're an avatar?
I don't know. So yeah, like I asked myself, because I have vivid dreams, right? These crazy dreams, and they're crazy dreams. But then it
Jason, I would not have guessed you would have said that in 1,000 tries.
No,
that you were dipped in liquid. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You have vivid dreams.
You remember the abyss when they put them in the. Start with what?
Start with you have vivid dreams. Sorry, I just had to get that out.
Okay, I do have vivid dreams, but so it occurred to me in these vivid dreams, or having them, and then being conscious in the morning, and I'm like, this is crazy, right? All these dreams I have are nuts, but I also kind of think that my life and the world that I see around me is totally nuts, and it occurred to me that it could be the opposite of what I think it is. That I have no way of telling rationally whether the part that I believe that I'm conscious is that, or the part that I believe is a dreamland is not my consciousness. It's not actually when I'm awake. There's no
way to know that.
There's no way to know that. But the the small things like the 5:30. There's no reason that I would wake up at 5:30 every morning. So it just occurred to me I might be hopping in.
Interesting.
But could it just be that your body's on, like, your circadian rhythms are really perfect and you just wake up at 5:30? Could that be an explanation?
Yeah, but I wake up at 5:30 with an incredible urge to urinate.
Maybe you just have really good sleep patterns.
Oh no, I don't. I don't think. But we're questioning reality right now. So
could it be that
I was gonna say it could be a 1,000 things, right? Nah, it could be 1,000 things, but that's the cool part. I like the way that it makes you think, Jay. Yeah. It's like what could be
dipped
happening.
into a glass tank of pink fluid, like the oxygen fluid in the abyss that you could breathe. Yeah, that's how it felt. Like I go under,
right,
and I wake up 5:30 in the morning, and now I'm in a different place, and not even that necessarily that it's a dream that's happening. I'm switching from dreamland to reality, or reality to dreamland. That's kind of the thought that was the catalyst behind it. But moreover, that whatever is happening on that other side, this is the test, and I go in and I wake up on this side, and this is actually just I'm in the tank.
That's a perfect story for Halloween. That's very creepy.
Now, I'm in the tank.
Yeah, that's a very potentially creepy story. Nick, what about you?
Oh man, I don't know if I have anything like that. Anything that I think
bad.
No, anything that I believe that I think anyone would think is crazy. Because I think for me, I'm like in this constant state of trying to figure out what it is I believe. Like that's where I am right now. I mean, that's what I say. That's where I am right now. That's where I've always been.
What's on the seesaw right now? What's on the seesaw right now in your thoughts?
I was going to say in the conversations that you and I have had, and I think we brought some of them up in the group me and stuff. It's really about like purpose, on this earth, purpose in this universe, and what's important. Well, here's one, right? That I've been messing with. This is not a belief, but something I've been messing with lately. So, what if human life isn't actually important alone, like standing alone? What if human life is only important in the balance with every other living thing, right? Because things live and things die, right? Mm-hmm. And the idea is like, so when a human dies, it's like part of the natural progression of things, right? At the end of life, like you're going to live, you're going to die. But we keep ourselves alive. We've got medicine, surgeries, all these other things that we do to keep ourselves alive because we believe that our lives are almost of like infinite importance. But what if doing that is just throwing everything out of whack?
Yeah, we stopped evolving.
Yeah, and it's throwing things out. You're supposed to die. You know what I'm saying? Like our elderly, like they're not supposed to be here on life support in hospice or taking this next drug or with this surgery until 95 or whatever the case is.
Yeah, and not being able to get up.
There you go. This isn't stuff that we're supposed to be doing. Like,
to be fair, I did that on Saturday.
And what's funny, what's crazy about that, I have 2 people in my family did that this past week. But like, maybe that's like, maybe we're messing things up, or we're messing the balance up because we think that we are the center of the universe and we're not letting life happen. We're not letting balance happen the way it's supposed to happen. It's basically one of the things I was thinking is like basically that humans, like the biggest lie that mankind has ever told is that mankind is the center of the universe. Even in religious scripture, they'll say that we were made in the image of God, so well, maybe God made everything in his image, not just man. And like we're supposed to live in balance and live in harmony, but that's not what's happening. So how do we, and again, in that thought, it's like, well, how do I fit into that? So that's the latest thing on the brain.
Right.
So as these,
sounds like it ends in Kool-Aid.
So 2 things. One, I think the next evolution for man is something that's not going to be human completely. And so that'll be an interesting time for our kids to live in. And I think that when you fall down, that's okay. The problem is the not getting up. That's the issue. It's okay to fall.
Wait, what?
The problem begins when you cannot get up. You see what I'm saying?
We assist each other? You mean?
I don't know. Is it a bad sex joke?
No, he's talking about the elderly.
No, just the elderly. It's not a joke. It's just the truth. It's bad to fall. Falling happens to everybody. Falling happens to my 8-year-old, but she gets up.
Right. Yeah.
It's the not getting up that's the problem. So I hosted my mother-in-law this weekend, and she's in her mid-80s, and this will probably be... I can't talk. Let's rewind that. Start again. She will probably never see us again. So she's moving to West Virginia, and this was her last visit to our house, and we've hosted her before. And I couldn't help but watch her, how she's spending what is likely the last, let's say optimistically, 15 years of her life. So she sleeps, wakes up, lets her dogs out, lets the dogs back in, eats, sits on the couch, turns on We Network or Netflix to watch reruns of Friends. She loves to watch Monk. And
that's a
she
great
will
show,
do that.
Man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she will do that all day long until it's time for bed, where she then turns on Netflix in the bedroom and falls asleep to reruns of Friends. And I
It's
thought,
a simple life.
Is that enough? Like, is that what it is? Is it just about doing whatever the fuck you want? And if that's what you want to do, I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. Like, I feel like there'd be a sense of urgency around certain things, but maybe that'd make me a nervous wreck. I don't know.
Yeah, but her truth.
I couldn't help but notice that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I love writing and I love podcasting and I love the creative life, because when you're 85, you can still do all of those things. You can still be totally involved, and the person behind the pen doesn't have to be old or irrelevant or any of that stuff. They just have to be good at what they do, you know? So I thought about that a lot this weekend, but I also, we took her out to eat and we did some fun things. Like I went to a Halloween party, and first of all, let's clear the air. Can we clear the air on Halloween? Because the three of us, so Brian, Jason, and myself, we live in the South. There are a lot of churches, and they don't celebrate Halloween. And if your kids go to these churches, they frown against it. And it's one of the lies you kind of get told in life, is that Halloween it's demonic and all these things. It's not. It came from the Catholic Roman Church to celebrate all the dead saints.
Or All Saints Day and All Hallows Eve.
Yes. So how did this lie get perpetuated?
My wife's she works at a preschool, and they don't recognize, it's a Christian organization is where she works, and they've always had something called Superhero and Princesses Day instead of having that. And this year they're like, no, Cowboy Day.
Oh God.
I know. No, we're changing it up. But
but that's going to turn all the boys gay. Which is also what they don't want.
All right.
And they can't do Cowboys and Indians anymore because everyone will get offended. Because that was the game we played when I was coming up, Cowboys and Indians. And I always wanted to be Indian. What does that say about me?
You like the chase? You like the chase?
I was going to say, there's so many terrible jokes that could come. Just which one of you has the balls to say it?
Right, yeah.
There's one in particular I'm thinking of that if I said it, I think I would have to cut it out. So
right, let that one go.
I'll share it with you guys offline.
No barking seals.
But yeah, so good point, Brian. I mean, let's avoid this holiday. But how did this lie get perpetuated to the point where you can't be in concert with moral people if you celebrate it?
700 Club.
You think that's what it was? You think it was Pat Robertson? How do you
cocksucker?
How do you feel? Why do you say that? Like did you?
I don't know.
Like, have you watched that? Did he mention something about it?
No, I don't know. He just used to ruin things for me on a regular basis. The bullshit he'd spew on television, and my parents would listen to, probably mainly my mother, and, subject me to, Bon Jovi was evil, He-Man was of the devil, Just whatever that was. Yeah, he just continually spew his hatred.
Is Bon Jovi the least intimidating rock star of all time?
Maybe.
Like of all the hair metal bands, was it? You think Whitesnake is less intimidating? I was going to say it can't be Whitesnake because Whitesnake wanted to fuck. They were always trying to get it in.
Teeth scared. That was too scary.
Was it? What was her name? Tawny or
on the white Corvette.
Tawny.
Yeah.
I remember that video well.
Yeah.
Didn't hold up too well, but yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. But yeah, if you were there back then, it sure was nice. Maybe the 700 Club. I don't know. We either that or just kind of the puritanical movement that went away from the Catholic Church and said that it's probably in there. Saints were it's idolatry to Protestant religions.
I turned on the TV the other day,
and all that. Jay,
and I saw Pat Robertson. You know that?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah, I saw. He looks like a little doll that talks. He's all shrunken in, and like, you know how a doll can't sit up straight because it doesn't have a spine, so it kind of sits forward if you sit a doll in a chair.
I like your analogy. You hear that, Pat?
If you don't have a spine.
That's what he looked like, and he's just talking to you about Trump and how we have to support him.
Like an old Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, the devil's got his hand up his ass, just piping out. It's like Chucky.
He looks like somebody's thumb when it's been in water too long, except with a tan.
Oh Jesus, that's just hair and makeup.
That's what his face looks like. Anyway, I love you, Pat.
I do now.
So yeah. I wanted to clear the air on like what it actually means. But anyway. I'm at this party, and it's an adult Halloween party, and I learned that there are best practices when going to an adult Halloween party. Okay. First of all, you never, and I mean never, wear a costume that requires a mask. You don't do it. You will be sweating in it in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, you mean full-on mask?
Yeah, like a mask over your face, yeah.
Yeah, rubber mask. Well, I was thinking about those things that cover your eyes and stuff.
No, I'm talking about a full mask, rubber mask.
Different kind of adult party.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So, and we'll get to that, but because there's a little bit of that in there too. So rule number 1, don't wear a mask. You'll be sweating in it. You'll be socially awkward because you won't be able to speak to people, and people won't know who you are, and they won't know if you're really looking at them or not, and shit like that. So the whole time I have my mask up on my head. And I'm just having a good time because I want to also, how the fuck are you going to get drunk? You've got the mask on. So it's a big imposition. And I looked around the room just to confirm my theory. Not another person at the party had a costume that required a mask. Only my dumbass had. Now, here's the thing. I wanted to be the shame nun, but I had buyer's remorse because the mask I bought was really expensive. So it's like, I guess I got to go through with this Night King mask. So let's do it. And it was fun and all that stuff, but you don't wear a mask. Okay. So second, there will be music. And at some point at every party, whether it's a Halloween party or not, Purple Rain will come on. Purple Rain or 1999. Neither one can miss at a party, period. They cannot miss. But if you're at a Halloween party and Purple Rain comes on, expect things to get weird because there are lines in that song that are too emotional, that even your most masculine force field cannot resist. And when Purple Rain came on, I turned around, I was singing it. I sort of faced the crowd to sing it. I did. My mask is up. And someone was on the couch. Another dude was on the couch dressed as the wolf from
singing back to you
from Little Red Riding Hood. And,
he was singing right back to you.
From his wolf face, we caught each other.
There's going to be some edits in here.
We caught each other's eyes.
Eyes. Yeah.
And we sang the exact same line together.
Never cause you no pain.
Yeah, exactly. While we looked at each other from a distance, and we both instantly felt weird and turned away. We stopped. Like it was a moment in time where we both realized we just went gay.
You just sang to each other.
Yeah. But in each other's eyes, because that's what Purple Rain does to you. There are lines in the song that you cannot, like, for instance, try not to sing.
I think it's time just to fly your flag, buddy.
Try not to sing the end.
Flag.
That's right. Yeah.
I challenge any of you three.
See Brian in that predicament at a party. I just don't see it happening.
Nope.
Well, Brian's soulless, but listen, the deal is this.
I kept the fucking mask on.
Yeah, he kept the mask. I'll tell you this. I challenge any of you to try to not go at the end of Purple Rain. When he's doing it, you will do it, and don't fuck around because you will even do it in your head. It may not come out of your mouth, but you will sing that part in your head. I'm just telling you, be careful around Purple Rain. Okay.
And adult Halloween parties.
At adult Halloween parties.
Were you looking into his eyes when you said, "Baby, I could never steal you from another"?
It wasn't that line. It's the first line of the second verse that always gets everybody. What is it, Nick?
I only wanted to see you bathing in the purple rain. Is that it?
No, it's the first line of the second verse. What is it, Nick?
I don't know.
I know you know
I have
it.
to look it up.
Come on.
I have to look it up.
You know it. Well, Jason, you know it. You probably covered it in Finite Gray. Did you ever do a cover of Purple Rain?
I didn't, but I should.
Oh, God. Every band has Purple Rain. That Stevie Wonder song. What's that Stevie Wonder song, Nick, that every cover band plays? Superstitious.
Oh, yeah. Superstitious.
Yeah, you're not going to escape that in a cover band. You can wish all you want. It's coming.
Well, I
Superstitious
never wanted to be your weekend lover is the second line, but Brian had it right with the first line is I only wanted to see you bathing in the purple rain. That's the first line of the second verse.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There's, are you sure? Because it seems like that would be hard for sing the second verse. Who's going to sing it for me?
You would look it up, man. You were belting it out of the party.
Hold on. He's got to pull up Facebook real quick. He's got to pull that guy's picture up. He's got to stare into it lovingly, and then he's going to sing it to it. So give him a second.
Right.
I'm on the record that he looked at me with his wolfy eyes first, and that's what happened. So here's the other thing. There were two women that came in late. They were both dressed scantily, very provocative. Now, it's a couple's sort of Halloween party, and one of the girls was dressed as a burlesque person, I guess in the 20s, and all she had on was, I guess, a leotard with some pearls around her neck.
Earned or not?
Yep. I was going to say, who's going to jump in on that one? But you have to be careful not to stare at these asses because it's as a guy, you're already in your cups. You've been at the Halloween party for an hour. You've had several adult beverages, and now in come women who are not in a traditional Halloween costume. They are there in very sexy costumes. Which made me think, well, my wife looked very beautiful in her Khaleesi costume, but should she have kind of done a slit up the leg all the way to the thigh? Or would that be objectifying my wife? Like, or do I get to objectify my wife? Like, what do I want her to wear? You know what I mean?
Man, why does it gotta be objectifying? Why it's cool, it's fun, it's sexy.
See, I'm with you. But you have to also be willing to take the hit, Nick. You have to be willing to understand that every other guy in the room is also going to be looking at your wife's ass and legs and thighs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're cool with that, though, because she's your wife.
Right.
So like,
right.
They can look all they want.
Jason, if your wife was dressed in nothing but a leotard at a Halloween party where everyone is drunk and there was a bunch of dudes in the room, and they were all staring at your wife's ass, at what point do you say, let's get out of here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, have no idea. Do you?
So you'd be cool. You'd be like, fuck it.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'd be cool with it, but if it's, if that was the choice made.
Right. When you left the house.
Right. I mean, you got to know that's coming.
You got to live.
Right.
You got to live with it. You got to roll with the punches.
Yeah. Cause it's coming.
Yeah. If you're too dense to see that, I don't know. I would think that immediately.
Yeah. My dudes, was it last year or the year before? My wife went as Princess Leia.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, homie. Come on. Exactly, man.
How did she get out of the house, Nick?
Yes, sir. No, the white with the boots, with the buns, man. We went to a kids party, dude. We went to a kids party, but it was every father there had something to say, or head turn. Is Princess Leia rolling up in the house?
Right.
I was smiling, man. Every time she would walk and go get my son, and some other dad would, turn and accidentally knock his kid down, or, it's like, hey, I'm cool with this. Leia's coming home with me. So I'm good.
At what point? Yeah. At what
weekend lover.
Did Purple Rain come on at this party? And at what point did Pussy Power come on? Because that's also a guarantee at every party. It's gonna roll out. No, I'm kidding. But when you got home, I assume your dick turned into a lightsaber.
I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. But I did go as a Sith Lord.
Okay, so. Now, does that turn her on as well?
Saber, turn into a double-ended.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Because it's one thing to say, okay, well, I want my wife to wear this, but I wonder what they want us to wear. Like, does that turn her on to be like the Dark Lord or Sith Lord?
No, the difference is, that she was wearing that as much for me as anything else. But what she wants from me is to just do whatever the kids want, right? Let's just make them happy.
Mm-hmm.
So we all did the whole Star Wars thing, so that made the kids happy, but she wore that outfit for me, right? So yeah, I was a Sith Lord, dude. And my wife was supposed to buy me the whole costume, and she just bought me like the robe.
Oh, okay.
That was it. I didn't have no mask. I didn't have a lightsaber. So like, I was like, come on. Like, everybody else got the full thing,
dude.
I didn't even get the belt. You know what I'm saying?
I feel the same way, dude. My wife got me this Game of Thrones mask, and then she didn't give me the damn suit.
Right.
I was like, you got peanut butter, no jelly.
Yeah.
This is not I can't make a sandwich out of this.
Yeah. So luckily we had a lightsaber, but of course that joint wasn't red. But it didn't really matter because I went to a kid's party. And so for you're talking about your adult party rules. And I threw this one out at you fellas when this happened. The kid party rules is don't go to a kid's party as a bad guy. Just don't do it. And that's what I did, man. I was the only bad guy in there. And freaking a whole room of damn superheroes attacking me for like 2 hours straight. 2 hours, man. Those parents in there were so happy because all their kids were occupied trying to defeat me.
Yeah.
That was the whole night.
And the problem is you can't whip somebody else's kid's ass if he gets a real shot on you.
Right. No, man. They were after me the entire night. So, yeah, but my wife was Princess Leia, so it was all worth it.
Brian, has your wife ever dressed up for you on Halloween? Like for and you knew it was like for you?
No, man, we haven't been able to go to any like Halloween parties because we were pretty quick to have kids and just haven't been able to do them. So,
do you dress up for Halloween though when like they go trick or treating?
No. I don't typically dress up. See, my ex-wife, she was a witch, which I'm not going to comment, but I was bad Santa.
I've got a question about that, but go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna pivot, but yeah, I was bad Santa. So I don't know, never really did the sexy. I don't know, how they make sexy versions of every costume.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So my question is
sexy Ewok.
I don't even know what that looks like. Oh my God, my mind is exploding
I don't want to think about it.
No, but they do them. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, get on these sites and look, and you'll like think of like the most fucked up thing.
Jason wants some Ewok pussy. He's a fan of the 70s, fan of the Bush. Jason, Brian, so my question, because you mentioned witch, I was curious, have you guys ever met like a real life devil worshiper or like Wiccan? Like a Wiccan is like that witch religion. Have you not heard of it?
I had a little kid scare me when I was a kid, and she like put a hex on me.
Really? What was?
I don't know. I don't even remember. We were at this house. My dad used to travel for a nonprofit university at college, and fundraising, and we'd visit donors.
Yeah.
So this was in an ultra Christian home, but I don't know. I just remember like backing up the hill as my parents came out the house, and this little girl was like putting a hex on me. Shit, man. Maybe that's where it all went wrong. I just didn't think about that.
No, it's all going right, Jason.
Fucked up since I was 7.
It's all going right. You're here with us. You just lay in my bosom. What about you, Brian? Have you ever met a Wiccan or a real life devil worshiper before?
No, but I'm really, really trying to get over that last line. So
but don't get over it. Embrace it.
No,
Find a potted plant.
I don't want to be that guy on there. I don't want to be that wolf on the couch.
Find a potted plant. Find an aloe plant nearby, and just take care of business. So I dated a Wiccan, guys. When I was a teenager, I did. I dated a Wiccan, and she was in a home. She was in like a group home, and she was pretty, and she was cool to hang out with. She was low maintenance, and she used to come over to my place when I lived in Woodbine.
Had to bring her chickens and goats.
Well, it gets weird. So
she always brought sage.
There you go. And so she kind of dressed a little bit urban, and I was down with that. That was cool with me. And we went to my bedroom one time, and she took her shoes off and got comfortable. And I'm talking about just
say it slower.
The worst smell. Well, this is for dramatic effect.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm
it's
a storyteller, Brian.
Right?
You're a fat guy. You not a fat guy, but a fact guy. You might be a fat guy. I haven't seen you, but
you're a fatty.
Yeah, but you know,
fatty.
I can't go binary on these stories, Brian. I'm sorry. So we're talking about the worst smell of old Fritos, hot Fritos, and
some hot Takis
and I'm talking about I've to this day I've never smelled a foot, man or woman, beast or not, that has smelled like this foot smelled. So I was very Seinfeldian all the way up to maybe being like 28 years old. And so I'm immediately thinking, how the fuck do I get out of this relationship? Like I went literally from really liking this girl and hanging out with this Wiccan to how do I get rid of this Wiccan out of my life? Because
that's how you referred to
because of this foot smell. And so she's talking to me, but she doesn't realize that my mind is totally consumed with the smell of her feet right now. I'm not hearing anything she's saying at all. I just need to get out of this situation.
No, but your body.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So
smelly footed Wiccan.
Because, well, Nick, here's the deal. How do you break up with a witch? You see, so I'm trapped.
Very, very careful.
So you kick her cat.
It's like, you're a witch. Don't you have a spell for those feet? So I did. I finally broke up with her. And one day they cornered me at my job, her and her Hurricane Bertha of a friend. And they walked in and they cornered me. And they told me that I would never find true love and that they were putting that spell on me. And I was like, holy shit. And the only reason I even remotely believed it is because she had shared a true love spell with me a week prior. Do you know what the spell is? How do you do it? Because I remember it. Here's the spell. If you want...
wash your feet for 3 weeks?
I wish that was it. Or I may be married to a Wiccan today. So here's how it works. You find the person you want to fall in love with you. And you stalk them a little bit. And you wait until they walk on natural land. So it can't be pavement. It can't be brick. It can't be stone. You get the picture. When you see that, you obviously wait till they go away, and then you dig up the land in which they stepped, and you put it in a pot. And then you take the very land that you have stepped on and mix it.
Wait. I'm going to blow your mind, dude.
Okay, blow my mind.
All right, so you're not going to say you cook the pot and you eat the crap, right? You're not going to say anything like that. You're going to say, like, you take that stuff, you mix it, and that's it, right?
Yep.
So that's exactly what my wife and I did at our wedding.
Holy fuck. So you both are Wiccans.
Dude.
See, look at that. You found a religion.
Dude. Brian, for real, there are words you're supposed to say once you mix the dirt.
No,
and I think it sounded just like what
Indiana
you did.
Jones. I'm just assuming
right.
there was some research done.
Exactly.
Who else would you quote?
Yes, he's quoting them. But dude, that's exactly what we did at our wedding. We walked out onto the beach, sand. I took the sand from, and here's the deal: is you have to take it from where she stood, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. That's exactly what I did. I took the sand from where she stood and put it in a little container.
Exactly.
She took the sand from where I stood, put it in a container, and then we put the stuff into the same container and mix it up. Man, that stuff is sitting on my fireplace right now.
Now, the only other thing that she told me to do is that you take a seed and you plant it in the dirt. And once it grows, after you say a spell as well, which I don't remember, then the next occurrence in which you see this person, there will be a physical and spiritual attraction. What do you guys think about that?
Wait, you said you put the seed in and you wait for it to grow. How long is this germination process?
As soon as it buds. As soon as it buds. So it usually takes about a week to start seeing the buds come up through the soil.
Well, we did ours in the sand, so ain't nothing growing through that.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what we did, homie.
So how many days of Christmas do they get? It might be a free agent here. Yeah, Jewish, they get like 8 crazy nights.
Exactly.
Whoever has the best Christmas really wins.
that is honestly
Jewish people
always
get a
my
lot
favorite.
of nights of Christmas, but the presents are not good.
No,
like you don't want a dreidel.
there. Dude, no. That's my favorite line in the history of the world because like everybody says it. The fact that Jewish people get like 8 days of Christmas. Like it's not Christmas. It's Hanukkah.
It's 8 days of Hanukkah. It's not 8 days of Christmas.
Y'all get so many.
It's true.
I love it. I love it though because I think it's gone beyond the joke. That's the thing. I think people just say it like, man, they get so many Christmases. I'm like, no.
They actually get one Hanukkah and it's 8 days long.
Right.
And
I love it.
Only on MND can we skate from Halloween to Christmas and then come back. I love that about us. So, okay. So Brian, you and your current wife don't really dress up and haven't yet. Jason, are you and your wife going to dress up this year?
No, not unless I get roped into being Gru, which I don't think is going to happen.
Oh my God, you would be a perfect Gru. I don't mean that as an insult, but you could pull it off, my friend.
That's okay.
With the makeup,
That's okay.
if you get the makeup and the outfit. Oh my God.
My daughter's going as a minion, so it is possible. But
you do realize that you and Gru have even potentially similar personalities.
Yeah, I know. It's not really coincidental.
Like if
I might also
wanted to,
enjoy freezing somebody's head.
Yeah, right. you could take over the world, Jason, if you wanted to. At any point,
thank you, sir.
You could hatch. So you guys aren't going to, like you would be Gru, your kids would be minions. What would your wife be?
I don't know. The girlfriend in 2. I don't know. It wasn't. They didn't bring a good.
You guys have put zero thought into what you're going to be. You're like, kids, get your ass out there, get some candy corn, and come see me in an hour.
Yeah. So now, to be fair, we have never my wife and I have never dressed up together.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been married
for
again?
A couple years. 6 years.
Never dressed up. Okay.
And dated for 2 before. So I don't know. There's the dates are whatever. There might be 9 Halloweens in there. I'm not sure, but yeah. It didn't happen. And for BC, what he was saying about immediately kids. That's how ours started too. So,
but aren't the kids the reason to dress up?
No, never. Well, no, never. I don't know. So they haven't been so far. Like we don't even. I really don't enjoy Halloween.
Okay, there it is. Okay, let's talk about that.
It's not to say that I couldn't enjoy Halloween, but I haven't enjoyed Halloween since it was about liquor and hot chicks and sex, which could fairly be my wife still, but it just that doesn't. If that doesn't exist, the kids like it, but I don't want to get dressed up unless, number one, it's fantastic. Like if I'm going to do it, it's going to be top notch. Mm-hmm. Generally speaking, I might be forced to do it now and be a little lazier, but because I have kids. But the kids get dressed up. We get them costumes, and one, they're young, and they either want the worst costume or they don't know what they want. And it's, like my daughter was going to be Cinderella. Oh no, she was going to be Cinderella, and then she was Peppa Pig. And today she came home from grandma's with a Minion costume. So I was like, what? Okay.
Isn't it you, Brian, that hates Minions?
Yes, it is 100% me. I hate that movie. I think that movie those movies are garbage.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Wait, did you say I've never watched one?
I've never watched it the entire way through. I can't do it. I just cannot do it.
It's about a thief who wants to steal the moon.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you. But there's these little yellow things that they make noises, and I just can't stand them.
You just don't like Portuguese. You just don't like Portuguese and French. That's what that is, because that's what they're speaking.
I don't know how to have this conversation. It might be it may be the best animated cartoon ever. The first one.
1 and 2 I thought were good. 3 was garbage.
3 was really bad.
I didn't really like 2. I didn't really like 2 that much.
No, I wasn't in love with 2 either. I'm with you, Jason. I did enjoy.
I wasn't in love with 2.
1 was brilliant.
Yes, I wasn't in love with 2.
The best animated oh my God.
No, it's not that. It's not that, Jason. Come on. It's not better than Ratatouille.
I didn't say it was. It might be. Yes, it is.
Oh, you shut your mouth. You shut that
your
sweet
dirty mouth
right there. There's no way.
Smack those
Jason,
sweet cherry lips.
How can you say Minions 1 is better than Ratatouille?
Oh wait, Minions 1?
Yeah,
or whatever it's called. Who fucking knows?
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me 1. It's fantastic.
Oh man! All right, we'll
dude. The humor in it is top notch.
Chris, you have to remember,
Ratatouille is a different kind of movie.
The character, man. You said it earlier. He can relate.
Ratatouille is a true life story. It's a live action.
What?
I feel the same way, dude. I watched Ratatouille. I swear to God, I was hungry watching that movie. I swear I was hungry. I was like, dude, where's the fucking food? Like, where's the good? Like, why am I here still? Why am I not on a flight to Paris so I can eat some of this good shit? I don't care if a rat's making it.
No, Chris.
No, the human was
cook it yourself. Anybody can.
Oh, that's right. True. It's also an inspirational movie. I forgot all about that. What was that other sad movie with the mouse? Feifel? Was it Feifel? American Tail. That shit is good too, man. If you want to make your children cry, that's the one.
I can't believe I'm the only one holding Despicable Me up as high as I
loved the first one, Jason. It's just not in the pantheon of best animated movie of all time. It has to beat out too many other movies, man.
I don't know. I'm not saying it is the winner. I'm just saying it could be considered up there.
Mm-hmm. You know the most underrated one? Prince of Egypt.
Man, I've watched that movie a million times. The soundtrack is off the chain.
Yeah, it's an amazing movie, and people don't talk about it in the pantheon. It's way up there.
Too many brown people.
You make a fair point, Jason. You make a fair point.
It's like Princess and the Frog. Wonderful.
Okay,
wonderful.
So we're talking movies, but what Nick would you say is the either scariest or best Halloween movie you've ever seen?
Ah, man, I'm the wrong dude to be asking. Are
you scared of scary movies?
I just don't watch them. See?
So yeah,
see what I'm saying? Like, exactly. It's like it's like when my wife, we like haunted houses and stuff like that, or any of those things where you walk through and I'm like, like, yeah, well, it's scary. I'm like, it's not scary. It's freaking startling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of people trying to startle me.
Only you would separate that. It makes a distinction. I wasn't scared. I was startled.
Startled. It's like you're jumping out at me. It's not. You're not. I know you're not going to hurt me. It's just you freaking just startled me. And it's just like, why do I want to be startled? Okay, now if I were to put it down, it's older movies. I haven't watched any of this stuff, lately.
Okay,
but the two would be the original It, and then Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh, that's an interesting choice.
Man, Silence of the Lambs. I mean, that's not scary gore. That's some screw with your mind type. These people could really be out there in the world, crazy stuff. That I was young when I watched it, and I was like, this is serious business. But anyway,
she puts the lotion in the basket.
Yeah, man.
How's the line go, Jason? What's the whole line?
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Oh my God, that is creepy. Anything that rhymes, right? Like think about Nightmare on Elm Street song.
Yeah, no, dude, but oh yeah, that was a great one. But when this dude is holding this these people's skin, and he's wearing it basically like a cape. Oh, it's and then the whole thing with Hannibal Lecter, it's just like this two things that are happening at the same time, and it's just psychological thriller, but the gore of it was a good one for me. But
okay, you're in a dark alley. 3 people are in the alley. 3 people could be in the alley. Who would you not want in the alley with you? Buffalo Bill, Kevin Spacey from Seven, or Michael Myers?
Buffalo Bill ain't looking for me. Kevin Spacey, he's not looking for me. But Mike Myers, he don't care. So that's the dude you don't want to be there with, because he's just going to chop you up just for the sake of chopping you up. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be out there with Mike Myers. But I wasn't really into the Halloween joints, and I didn't watch much of Nightmare on Elm Street either.
Yeah, Halloween's hit or miss.
I was too young at the time.
What about you, Brian? What's the scariest or best scary movie you've ever seen?
So there's these little yellow, I think it's called Minion.
They make sounds.
Man, so I've got 2 here. Okay. I've got my favorite movie, which I actually put way up there on my best movie of all time, and that's 28 Days Later. It's not the scariest,
great movie,
but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And they're not zombies; they're infected motherfuckers.
That's right.
To this day, I'm deathly afraid of things getting in my eyes because of that movie. But the scariest one to me is one, and it's not the American version of it. I think it's Polish. It's Let the Right One In.
Oh, I love that one. I saw both versions, and the European version one is much better.
Yeah, I think
it's Swedish. It's Swedish, yeah. Yeah, it's fan. I literally bought it 2 weeks ago. It was on iTunes for $4.99. I was like, this is fantastic.
Oh, it's one of the best movies. But man,
wonderful.
Oh, dude, there's some parts in there. It's gory as fuck. It's just scary as shit.
And they do it in this surrealistic way where you're watching something that isn't going to happen, but maybe in Sweden, maybe in Russia, they're like, well, they put you in that place. Well, you're like, shit, maybe so. Okay, Jason, what about you? What do you got? Scariest or best or both?
So best, I'm going to go with Brian's scariest. Let the Right One In. Might be the best horror movie I've ever seen. Just top notch. Scariest for me as it was a kid. Say with Nick, it was It. At least maybe not the end, but they all float down here. I mean, it never left me. Tim Curry was brilliant, and I'm sure the new one's good, but I just can't yet.
Who's seen the new one?
Because it was.
I haven't. My son saw it. He said it wasn't that scary.
Yeah,
that's what my son said. He saw it as well.
But there's was it? I think maybe for me, Tim was so scary because he seemed real.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just seemed like absolutely something you would see. So I don't know. I really don't like horror movies. So I see very few. The highly recommended was I saw Let the Right One In, and then I saw the American remake. It was fine, whatever. had Casey Jones in it. I was an old guy. That was all right. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, there, but I saw Get Out. It was good. Yeah, scary. I don't know. Scary and horror kind of cross line. Science. I mean, yeah, in top
redneck.
Right. Top horror movies. I don't know. In the category of best horror movies, even if it's its own subgenre, Scream.
Yeah.
Scream was fucking brilliant.
The first one was unbelievable.
That's the only one I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Like when they get to 5, like the same thing happened with Saw. Like Saw,
I think there was just
the
3.
first Saw was
that was brilliant.
Brilliant on a lot of different levels. Not just story, but actually how they filmed it and the budget behind it was so minimal. Like it was just great. All mine come from.
How do you feel about Final Destination?
I love the first Final Destination. It's always when they go back in for more. On these scary movies that you have to be careful, and very few franchises do it well because it starts to get a little hokey and they actually start tripping over their own rules. Every good horror movie has a set of rules that has to be followed, and it gets difficult to keep following the rule with a new story and new characters. But the first Final Destination, the first opening 10 minutes of Final Destination, it's worth your money.
Yeah.
And I'd put that first 10 minutes against any sort of movie like that, where he gets off the plane, Nick.
Yep.
And I think about that all the time. Like if you got a sign somehow that this plane is going down, would you have the balls to just get up and walk off?
Well, not even the balls. Like, would you follow your gut? I don't think most people do that, right? It's like, what was that? They question it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. And then if you had your family with you, like, could you convince them actually that you need to get off the plane the way that he was going crazy?
Yeah, I bet you, dude. If I felt like we need to get off the plane, my wife would be like, "Okay, let's do this."
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but we're rolling. We're getting.
This is one of the things where I think my wife would too, because she hates flying.
That's the question you asked, is how do you react to something that you're not certain whether you're right or you're crazy.
There you go.
So, I mean,
good job.
That's the same feeling that you might wake up with when you're not certain whether you're, floating in liquid oxygen or actually getting up to, go to your mundane repeat job, repeat, whether you're in the program and you hop out or you stick with it because there's no way this isn't real. I mean, this is what everybody tells me is real. This is what's important. This is what I do and I'm expected to do. So let's move forward down the line.
Yeah, so maybe what we saw in the beginning was actually a recollection from an alternate universe.
Sure.
Yeah, could be that. So this makes me feel like I need to ask this, and please, nothing but candor from you guys on this. In the most serious way possible, do any of you guys believe in ghosts? Jason, what do you think? Do you believe in ghosts?
Sure.
Nick?
I do. If a ghost is, you demand just like a spirit, right?
Yeah, ghost, spirit, whatever.
About?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian?
I do.
Nope.
Okay. So I don't believe in them either. Jason, why do you believe in ghosts?
Well, I mean, I think we have to quantify belief there. Am I stating that I have a certain feeling that they are real? and I react to that belief, no. I don't have any, it doesn't hit my give a shit meter really, but it's possible. I'm a man of possibilities. I try not to be a man of impossibilities. So yeah, I mean, whether it's people's experiences or whatnot, in real life and repeating these stories, and most people, just are imaginative and it's not real, and it's based on something they've seen or been told. But I don't know. I don't know why anybody would be certain that it wasn't.
So
real.
you believe simply because you're not sure. Like there's no reason to disbelieve, so in turn you believe. But you haven't had an experience that spooked you where.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like atheism. Like I just, whatever it is, like I don't know how you can disbelieve something you can't prove in the first place.
Yep, I feel the same way. That's why I go agnostic. Nick, why do you believe in ghosts or spirits?
Yeah, because I've had an experience or two.
Okay, can you share one of them?
Let's see, I'll share two quick. One of them, my older brother, he told my parents about this when I was really little, probably like 4 or 5 years old. I was standing at the bottom of the stairs in our house, and I pointed up at the top of the stairs, and I said, look, it's Uncle John. And they're like, what? Like, Uncle John, he's right there on the top of the stairs. Well, apparently this is an uncle that, I'd never met before, but had passed away within that week. Like I didn't know him. My parents knew him. This is like a great uncle or something like that. And, but yeah, I was standing at the bottom of the stairs and pointing to this guy that I didn't know who had just recently passed. So that's one. The other one is, we had an experience at my sister-in-law's house, where everyone in the house was basically seemingly visited by something, over the course of one evening. So when everyone woke up the next day, we all had separate stories of things that went bump in the night that night. So for myself and my wife, we were in the bed and the door opened, and it jarred me out of bed, like one of those where I had to get up. I didn't take my contacts out, had to find my glasses, figure out what the heck was going on, who's out there pushing this door open. And that's a big deal because the pile of the carpet is really high, and the door is actually difficult to push open. So this isn't like a wind thing where it can just open. I mean, it actually takes work to open the door. But the door opened while we were in the bedroom. Sleeping next to us in the next room was my sister-in-law and her husband. And they got up and they were like, what the hell were you guys doing last night? Like running up and down the stairs, making all that noise. Ain't nobody running up and down the damn stairs. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody was in bed. What are you talking about? And like, we heard it. We were so pissed because we couldn't sleep. We heard you guys running up and down the stairs, and we were going to come out there and tell you guys to quit it. But nobody was running up and down the damn stairs. And then my uncle, my wife's uncle, was there sleeping in another room, and he had a similar door open, covers come off situation. So he explains this to us. Yeah, because we're basically literally going around the room like, no, this happened to us. For real, this happened to us. And yeah, for me, I'm never spooked by that stuff. It's just a matter of like, okay, well, we were all in the house. Jessica's, my wife's grandmother had passed, not too long ago. Here we are, all her family basically in the same house. We're like, you know what? Maybe she just came by for a visit. It is. That's what it is.
What do you think, Brian? Are you convinced?
I think everybody believes what they want to believe. So, I really want to believe in them. Ever since watching Ghostbusters and Dan Aykroyd getting the ghost blowjob.
Man, wait. Just so you know, y'all be careful. Yeah, y'all be careful out there. You want your kids to watch that movie. You got to watch it first and cut out all those parts because he gets the ghost blowjob. And that movie is PG.
Does it have? I mean, just see his eyes roll up.
Dude, his pants are unbuckled by the ghost. And they zip
Same thing
down.
that happens when you spend the night at Chris's house.
There you go. Yeah. Look, we're just tailoring pants over here.
Right, that's not PG.
Well, that's a good point.
No, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't personally want to believe. So, and I don't really believe in the afterlife anyway. So that's why I don't really.
It's interesting because I've had some things happen that I thought were very hard to explain. I was a Boy Scout and I was spending the night at Shiloh it's like a war site down here in Tennessee for the Confederacy. And me and my friend Josh, I believe that was his name, we snuck out of our tents at night when everyone was asleep. And we went to go explore the woods because we thought, well, there'll be animals out here. It'll be scary, but it'll be fun. We got our little knives. We'll stab the shit out of them, whatever. And, and we went out, and then before my eyes, like a vision that was larger and wider than my peripheral vision could actually take in. So imagine something that goes as far as possible. We were right up on what appeared to be a train that had stopped at a station, and it was busy. There were people getting on and off of the train. And we just stood there and shocked. And then we took off and went back, and we never spoke about it. That night, a tornado hit the area, and I woke up in 4 inches of water, completely soaked, to come outside and see the whole town a little bit destroyed. It was one of the strangest nights of my life. Now, I don't believe, because I can't tolerate the idea that my mom is watching me have sex. My mom passed in 2007. I don't like the idea. My sisters embrace this. They're like, yeah, mom's around. She's watching us all the time. She gets me out of jams. She helped me see this diesel I almost ran into on the interstate. I'm like, Mom didn't help you do that. You saw it and you moved. But because if that's true, then she's watching all the things, all the dirty things I do to my wife and to myself, and when I'm alone and I can get a good jack in. Like, that's not,
I think
Wolfman on the couch.
She's probably going to give you your space, just like she gave you your space when you were a teenager in the house. So she's not invading your privacy.
Give the woman a break.
Exactly. And give her credit, right? I mean, come on now, dude. She's not doing all that.
I'll take you down a different one. And I don't know. This is spooky. Well, no, you know what? It's kind of spooky, and it's recent. And I didn't have any intention of sharing this. So the first part isn't. So I have a 5-year-old male child, and
he's a son, right?
Who announces it that way? But yeah, go ahead. Thank you for breaking down all the demographics for me.
That's right.
Was that in a spreadsheet?
Right, male child.
Well,
all right, sorry. Go ahead.
My Outlook calendar pinged me, and I had
go ahead.
No, so one time a while back, he mentioned his other family, and we were all in the living room there. And my wife inquired what he was talking about. And he said, my other family before you guys. And then he kind of gave us a little bit of detail that he had 5 brothers and sisters before, and one night a man came in the house and shot everybody except for him. So it's like, wow, that's a really creepy thing that I'm certain you haven't seen on TV, and he has, mentioned it in small amounts from time to time. But the other day, I've been thinking about it, and I wanted to ask him questions about it, but you don't want to bait somebody into giving you the answers that you're looking for.
Right, confirmation bias.
Right, because it's kind of easy to do. But we, on the way to school, I take him to school every morning, and there's a group called Dispatch, and they have
There's a group?
An album. Yeah, it's called Dispatch. They're kind of big in like the late 90s.
Okay.
But they're a great band. They've got a newer album. It's actually my favorite album of the year that came out. And there's a song on there called Curse and Crush, which my son loves it. He wants to hear it all the time. But there's a line in the song near the end that when he's talking about somebody's eyes, and he said the light that shines, it shines from somewhere else. I've never seen a light like that before. It shines from somewhere else. And I just turned around and I tapped my son on the knee, and I said, that's how I feel about you, buddy. I said, the light that's in your eyes, it feels like that to me. And we drove a little bit further, and I said, do you remember that somewhere else? That's all I said. Mm-hmm. And he sat there for a second, and he said, do you mean my other family? So I went with it. I said, yeah, kind of. I said, but not really your other family. That place you were maybe before your other family, or in between that family and this one. I said, do you remember that place? And he said, he sat there 7, 8 seconds. That's funny that I use that word, but he said, yeah, I remember that place. I said, well, so now my heart's kind of racing a little bit, right? I was like, so what was that place like? And he sat there in silence, and he said, it was like an 8. I said, what, an 8? What was it? And then I sat there for a second thinking about an 8. I said, it was like infinity. I said, that's what an 8 is. It's the symbol for infinity. I said, you're going to have to explain that to me, buddy. And he started to get frustrated. It's like he was kind of mad. He's like, it's not something that another human can understand. And I said, okay. And that was the last time I talked about it.
That's incredible.
I still don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's such a crazy conversation to have with your 5-year-old, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that he's using those kind of words, that kind of language. Ooh, my heart is racing too.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was nothing. He offered nothing more other than he didn't try to embellish or develop. He just answered my questions and then got frustrated at the end that I wasn't going to be able to understand, and maybe he couldn't tell me,
and maybe he didn't have the clarity, right? Yeah, he could recollect, but
fuck me up.
That was it.
Honestly, I thought to myself, I've never believed in anything that you're telling me, but I'm no longer certain.
So if you go into his room and he's floating and glowing, do you go and say, take me with you, or do you run like fucking hell the other direction?
4 feet above the covers. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. Sure. I'll go.
There you go. By the way, I never got to chime in on scariest or best movie. And I have a lot.
No, it's because dude, it's because we don't care. So,
very well done. But you will care about this, and I can guarantee it. I will put $1,000 down, Nick, that you care about this.
Go for it, man. Hit it.
Thriller. Thriller scared the shit out of me. And dude, my parents
it scared the shit out of me too.
My parents thought it was okay because it was Michael Jackson to let me watch it at 5 years old. And at 5 years old, when you watch a guy that you admire change into a werewolf and then change into a demon, yes, a werecat, it is just, it's stuck with me since. And so I'm wondering how old each of you were. Like, do we all have irresponsible parents like that?
No, that was my older brother. That was on my older brother, dude. That was on my older brother. He did that to me and my little brother. That was 1983 when Thriller came out.
Yeah.
And I remember. So my little brother to this day can't get down, can't watch Thriller, not listening to the song. He's a grown ass man. So me, when that came on, man, and when I'll tell you that, you know the line, right? Everybody knows the line, get away. Man, when he said that, I was out, dude. I ran up the stairs. I ran out the front door. I went straight to my grandmother was over at the house, man. I went straight to my grandma. I was just like, yo, like I'm not. But my little brother, man, paralyzed, dude. He was stuck.
That's how I
was.
He
could not move. He was stuck watching that crap. And then after that, like he couldn't get down. And of course, he was mad at my older brother for playing that for us. But yeah, he was traumatized by that joint, man.
What about you, Brian? How old were you when you experienced the Thriller?
I'm guessing I remember when it was out. I mean, I remember that. I remember the first time watching it. I was a babysitter over because my parents were out doing something, and I guess I was 5 or 6, but for whatever reason, I had a crush on this babysitter.
Right.
And so I just remember being okay with being scared because that meant I got to kind of snuggle up on her.
Hop in the bosom. Jason, what about you?
No idea because of Pat Robertson. You motherfucker. I mean, he just keeps coming up.
So you were stopped.
That was not allowed. I was not allowed to watch that.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, well,
were you allowed to watch any scary movies? Like, what was the first scary movie you actually watched?
I wasn't allowed to watch MTV.
Despicable Me. He said. That's why it holds such a dear place in his heart.
It's the first horror movie he's ever seen. Like, were you legit like a teenager or an adult sneaking away to watch your first horror movie, or?
No, I mean, I like I said, I saw it when I was a kid at a buddy's house. Like I saw everything at a buddy's house. So like I saw Thriller at a buddy's house, but I don't remember. I think I was maybe like 8 or 9, so it wasn't new. I had MTV blocked at my house, so there was no there would be no videos of the devil playing in there.
And it's just so funny to me because of how much you love music.
I know. You know what? I think it kind of pushed me.
It always does that.
To it.
It's like the preacher's daughter.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know what parents
just cock,
exactly. I don't know what parents think they're doing. Like my wife's mom wouldn't allow her to have chocolate. So of course one day she was discovered over at a friend's house hiding behind a Lazy Boy, face full of chocolate. Like, what are you like? No,
and it never ended from there.
Exactly. You don't have to. you caught that, guys, right? That was good. You don't have to do that to your kids. Like just everything in moderation. Like when you glorify it by saying it's prohibited, then
you glorify it. You literally
go out.
That's how you glorify something.
So anyway, I think. So you had that experience. Nick, you had your experience. Brian, you were in the babysitter's arms. At what age do you guys expose our
bosom? You're right. Get it right.
You were comforted on the flesh clouds.
Don't. I have this mental image. Don't you change it, okay?
No, I won't. I will not talk about.
She was only wearing a bra at that point.
It's getting better. Like Jason's input. All right, keep going.
So, what age, Nick, knowing how traumatized you were, are you going to expose your children to the great Michael Jackson and Thriller?
So to the song, that was 6 for my boy.
Okay, so he's consumed the song, but not the movie,
but not the video. He's probably getting close.
Really? So you're going to do it to him?
Yeah, he's going to get there. But it's like, put it like this: you talk about cartoons and really good cartoons, right? Good animated films.
Okay,
Coraline is an excellent movie.
Yes, creepy.
I freaking love Coraline.
Creepy.
And my son really wants to watch Coraline. He's not watching Coraline. Like, I'm not going to let him watch Coraline yet.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Yeah, man. But same thing with Thriller. Like, fantastic, everything about it. But, dude, I can't.
What's going to be the negative effect, do you think, like, if you let him watch it?
I'm not trying to have him, being scared at night. have him and waking me up in the middle of the night because he heard, felt, thought, smelled something. I don't want to do that when I go in there. He's already, I think when he was like 4, we dealt with some of that. He was scared of who knows what it was.
Chris and I are and my rationale, like he'll be addicted to horror here shortly.
No, we'll get to that stuff when it's time. But that's my thing, is that right now he'll be so freaked out, I think, that it'll bother him. So I'll just let you know, we played the song the other night because I was listening to Michael in the car, and that came on, and I'm getting down, and then the next time we were in the car, he was just like, Dad, just no more of that scary music, okay?
Oh man.
I'm like, that was, so I was like, okay, we can listen to Michael, but just not that track.
Yeah.
So, it was funny. It was that, and then it was the Rockwell jam that came on.
Somebody's watching me.
Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like back to back. And he knows what spooky music sounds like, right? So he's like, Dad, just not that scary music again. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So he's just not at that stage yet where he can totally put a line between, the music or the art or the creativity and reality.
My youngest daughter loves both those songs,
find
by
that,
the way.
We're good. Oh, I mean,
she
great.
sings them
they're
out
great,
loud. Like
but
she loves them. It's crazy. Brian, what about you? When are you exposing your kids to Thriller and the brilliance that it is?
When am I exposing myself to Michael Jackson? Or my children to Michael Jackson?
Wait, this took a dog lick.
Yeah,
that was appropriately inappropriate.
Exactly. Right. He knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. No, you set that up.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm pretty sure. I don't know about the music video because I don't know how more scary it is than Monster House. Which is an animated film.
Yeah. We haven't watched that one either.
Yeah,
that Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Goosebumps is great. Loved it. Yeah. Kids loved it. No nightmares.
We did Frankenweenie though. He was okay with that one.
Yeah. Kids love Frankenweenie. Kids love Goosebumps. I agree with Jason.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, I think they both listened to the song numerous times because I'll listen to Michael in the car. So
yeah, I've been playing Thriller lately.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
So you're thinking soon then because he wasn't scared by Monster House, right? So
Monster House.
So maybe.
So here's
Halloween,
the thing. I mean, I don't think it's something that I'm just like gonna make sure it's not like a sit down popcorn event.
Oh, but it should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
No, I think I think the music video. So the music is great, but the music video.
Oh, don't!
I think
there's about to be blasphemy.
Let's keep.
It's about to be blasphemy because those dance scenes, Brian. I mean, it's just it only rivaled by Smooth Criminal video. Jason, what about you? You playing Thriller at your house anytime soon, or are you going Pat Robertson?
A song, absolutely already. So I don't know. I'll give it 2 years for episode 2 of GOS for the Thriller introduction. We'll say 2 years on that one because that's maybe that's when it'll fully
Guardians
happen.
of Soul.
Yeah. So because that is 2 and 3, but yeah, I soon, sure. I mean, if it scares him a little bit, then I can stop. But I don't know. This song changed history, not just the song. So that's the video changed history. So I don't know. I don't know. How long do I want to wait? I don't know. I don't want to. I gotta fuck him up. Come on. So if he has some nightmare. Maybe it's worth it for me. I'm not saying anyone else. Just saying.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, you know what? Little fucker's going to be in my bed anyway. So
I feel like the song is the litmus test for if the kid can tolerate the movie. Like if you're like in Nick's situation where the song was creeping him out, maybe you hold off.
It's probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think it's a good thing. Or whether they can tolerate roller skating, but I don't know if that doesn't translate anymore because that's all like for me. Roller skating and Thriller are like they're they're just linked. I can't separate them. That's what we did in white rural America. Is we roller skated to Thriller, and we couldn't wait because the lights went down and the strobes came on, and it was just fantastic.
I love it. All right, guys. So before we wrap, I want to hear just one more time, Brian. Are you dressing up for Halloween this year?
Yeah.
What are you going to be?
Here's the thing. Like, anybody can ask me if I'm going to dress up, and I'll say no. But my daughter wants me to dress up like Hey the chicken from Moana.
That's bad.
If you do that, I gotta see that.
I think all I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna buy a shirt with the fucking chicken on it.
Oh no, you gotta go with it.
How can I?
Dude, no.
I can't.
Get you. You know those? It was styrofoam. You can get them at the craft store. Get a styrofoam ball. Cut it in half.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you
cut your head out.
They put the black dots on the end of the styrofoam ball, and then just tie them together and put it over your head. Those are the eyes of the chicken.
Yeah.
All right. You starting there, man. You just take it from there. Like, you already got the eyes down.
Tights. Yeah.
You can figure it out. Get you some yellow.
That's awesome,
there you
dude.
go. Get you some yellow tights.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the shirt.
Yellow legs.
This is going to be great. Nick, what are you
I'm
going
to carry some bird seed, and I'm good.
Right. Exactly.
Mentally challenged.
Nick, what are you going to be, man?
I don't know if we're doing it this year. It's all really up to my wife. We might do the T-shirt thing as well. So my son is going to go as the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
So, when he went as Flash one year, my wife and I just bought Flash T-shirts.
Why do people always wear T-shirts, Nick, that are the exact opposite of what they look like? Like, is it aspirational? I saw the fattest guy in a Flash T-shirt.
Man, because he likes superheroes, man.
No, he's not fast.
He likes superheroes, man. That's what that is. Don't try to.
I saw a fat dude in a Flash T-shirt. I saw another guy in a lazy but talented T-shirt. I'm like, what are you saying to everybody? Why do you keep wearing these T-shirts? I saw this little pudgy white kid wearing this T-shirt that says, all I do is score, like our baskets all day. Like, no, you're getting no baskets. You're getting no baskets. Take that T-shirt off.
It's ironic.
That's my favorite thing I've seen here lately is I saw you shake your head moment. This lady was pulling out, this great big old fat person, and she was pulling her car out, and she had a 0.0 sticker.
That's the best.
Love it.
Nice.
So
Embrace it.
But she was honest.
Exactly. Because the last thing you want to see is the big fat person get out of the car, and on the back it's got a Ragnar sticker. It's like, stop it. You're not doing those races. Stop it.
And a 13.1 next to it.
No, hers was 0.0.
0.0.
I love it.
She meant
okay,
it.
so Nick, it's up
When you were pulling out behind her in Burger King.
So we probably won't get down. I might even, I got the Captain America shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I might just wear that, and that's it. Because I bet you that the whole costume. So I don't think we're going to any costume parties. We don't have any lined up, so I don't need a costume for that.
Right.
Trick or treating, we had to ask my son if he wanted to go because he's not overly excited about it.
Weird.
And if he does this year what he did last year, we'll be out there for like 15 minutes and then he'll be done and want to go home. So I'm not getting dressed up for 15 minutes of trick or treating.
Is it always very cold in Maryland too at Halloween time?
Sometimes it is. Mm-hmm. It's cold, but he just, I don't know, he likes the candy, but he knows he can get candy outside of Halloween, right? So he gets
his candy on the outside, so he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, I'm good. So yeah, I don't need to dress up unless we're going somewhere. So yeah, I think I might just rock my Captain America T-shirt and call it a day.
What about you, Jay?
Not unless I'm Groove.
Okay, so just screw. I think that if you're Don Draper for Halloween, it gives you carte blanche to just drink old fashions all night.
Dude, I thought about that. Trust. I really did think about that.
Yeah. Because now you can be an adult while you're being a kid. Like, I'm sorry, this is part of the costume. I have to smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey all night. Sorry.
That sounds pretty good.
And you're in a suit. You look good. If you have to meet someone new, like it's all good. You're in character and out of character.
Roger Sterling, actually. I think that would actually suit me.
I think Sterling would suit you better. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. Yeah, Sterling's right up there too. And that's more of a costume because your hair would have to be silver. So you could actually go with a wig. And
nice silver wig.
That's it.
And Roger.
Well, gentlemen, whatever you end up doing last minute, I hope you have a fantastic Halloween. We will certainly chime back in on this later. Everyone out there, have a safe, fun Halloween. Get tons of candy and stay warm wherever you are. As you know, you have been listening to the Married Not Dead podcast. Rewind, and I'll speak in English. To find show notes, read excellent blog posts, and find links to all of the products or services suggested during the show, please visit our blog at marriednotdead.org. Again, I've mentioned this a few weeks. That will probably be changing to mndpodcast.com in the next 2 weeks. So we will keep you posted. If you haven't already, you can join our podcast tribe on the Apple Podcast app or the podcast app of your choice. After you subscribe, please do not forget to rate and review. It's really important. We are on social media. You can find us on Twitter and on Instagram at _MarriedNotDead and on Facebook by searching for the Married Not Dead podcast page. So until next time, on behalf of Nicholas Buggs, Brian Comer, and Jason McConnell, I'm Chris Barkley. Have a spooky evening. See you next week.
The foulest stench is in the air. The funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.
Brilliant. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/MND podcast. There are over 180,000 titles to choose from, including one of my personal favorites, How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia by Mohsin Hamid. Do not judge this book by its title. The ending had me crying in the middle of a 4-hour flight to Los Angeles. It's made even better by Mohsin's narration, and you can download How to Get Filthy Rich in Rising Asia or any other audiobook of your choice today. Again, for listeners of the Married Not Dead podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. So, to download your free audiobook, go to audibletrial.com/MND podcast. Again, that's audibletrial.com/MND podcast to get your free audiobook today. You will not regret it.